All right, so what's a title company? So title companies are, you've heard me mention this in other videos, but I'm going to talk just about title companies here. So when you're buying a house or selling a house, there are a few entities involved. There's me, your real estate broker associate. There is a lender involved in the process. Usually, if the buyer is, whether you're the seller and there's a buyer buying your house with a loan, or if you're the buyer and you're buying a house with a loan, there's a lender in this process. There is a notary sometimes in the process. Who can either come to you for the signing at the end of it, or you can go to the title company and do the signing with the notary there. Sometimes there's lawyers involved in the process. There are loan processors in the process, appraisers, inspectors. There are so many people involved in the process. I can't remember off the top of my head how many, but there's probably a dozen or more different parties who get involved in a real estate transaction for you. And so the main ones are going to be myself, the lender, and the title company. I call it the real estate trinity, so to speak. The real estate agent, the lender, and the title company. So I'm going to be like your overall project manager, basically, guiding you from contract to close. And so the title company, they're involved in checking liens on the property. So if you're a buyer and you're buying a house, the title company is going to be providing you title insurance. And what that basically is it's a way of them checking the ownership history of the property and finding out if there are any encumbrances, clouds on title, liens on title. These are just basically claims of ownership to the house or to the property, and they want to clear that through the closing process. When we're under contract and we're getting ready to close on the house, they are going to be in charge of clearing those liens and encumbrances and bringing these things to our attention. If there's something that can't be overcome, and I've had this happen with some clients who the title company just, there was a particular person I can think about off the top of my head who someone else had a part ownership of her house, and she couldn't get that owner to allow her to sell her house. It was very crazy. But basically, the title company is going to work to clear all encumbrances on title so that we can sell your house if that's what you're doing, or help you buy a house if that's what you're doing. So the title company is going to hold funds in escrow from you if you're buying. They'll hold on to the option money, the earnest money. If you're using a loan, they're going to hold on to the loan funds on closing day, and they're going to disperse those funds to the seller. Again, this works on the other end of the table too. If you're the seller, you're going to have the title company holding on to the earnest money, option money, loan funds, and other things in that process. And the title company is going to be in charge of removing liens on the house and taking care of the process of closing on closing day. So they're going to hold the ceremonies, so to speak, of closing with the buyer and closing with the seller. So that's just in a nutshell what the title company does. They're going to issue title insurance to make sure that when you're buying a house, that all the liens are cleared. And if anyone in the future comes knocking on your door when you buy a house and they say, "Excuse me, I have a ownership of this house," well, you have title insurance, which is supposed to help you in an event of something like that happening, to make sure that you have protection against someone making a claim of ownership on the property that you purchased. So the title company is highly important in this process. You're going to want to, when we're under contract, speak with them. They'll answer all your questions about title specifically. That's their realm. I don't get involved in that. I will speak to them with you, help get your questions answered. But you'll want to talk to your escrow officer who works at the title company, because that person is going to be involved in helping answer your questions and taking care of title insurance throughout that process. So we'll talk in another video about appraisers, and I'm going to get started on working on that video for you right now. Thanks so much.